Howdy howdy! I'm Bear and I have another Reddit story for you guys. AITA for refusing to learn my boyfriend's parents' language. I, 27F, have been dating my boyfriend, 29M, for a little over a year. We met through mutual friends and immediately hit it off. To this point, our relationship has been nothing but great except for one story. My boyfriend was born in Poland, and both of his parents are Polish. But he went to international schools growing up and has been living in the US for the past 8 years. That means he speaks English like a native speaker, and only speaks Polish around his parents or other family members. I've never met his parents because they still live in Poland and I work a very demanding job, so we never really had time to go and visit them. But this year I got promoted, which also means more free days, so we'll be going to Poland around Christmas to spend like 2 to 3 weeks there. Since we first decided on going, I've been super excited to meet his family and discover the country he grew up in. Here's where we started to have a problem. My boyfriend asked if I could start learning Polish before I go to Poland so that I could communicate with his family. I completely understand why he would ask, and I have no problem with the idea itself. However, for multiple reasons, this could be complicated for me, so I said no. He got a bit confused and asked why, so I explained. First of all, we're leaving for Poland on December 19th, which is in 2 weeks, so there's no way I'll have time to learn a language in 2 weeks, especially since Polish is pretty difficult. Also, I currently have a lot of work to do before I can leave for the holidays, so I have very little time to spare. And lastly, I've been asked by my company to learn Italian for professional reasons, so I'm currently learning and I feel like starting a new language now would make it all tangled up in my head. So I told him that I could learn some simple words or phrases, but that there's no way that I'll be able to communicate with his family members in Polish in 2 weeks. So I told him I could learn some simple words and phrases, but that there was no way that I'd be able to communicate with his family members in 2 weeks. Also, for context, both his parents speak English pretty well, and some of his other family members do too, and I suggested that he could translate for us if needed, but he doesn't want to. He got angry at me and told me that I was disrespectful to his family and I wasn't making efforts to understand his culture. He went on a rant about how Americans never make efforts to speak other languages. But I speak 3 fluently and I'm learning another one. I can understand his point of view and try to make efforts, but what he's asking me to do is just not doable. I don't know if I'm in the wrong here. Learning conversational Polish in 2 weeks while managing a demanding job and studying Italian is completely impossible. Polish takes months to grasp. His expectations are entirely unrealistic. And honestly, it isn't even necessary since his parents already speak English. Learning Italian in this case is much more important and should be your sole focus. I did do some pretty flimsy research, but to be conversational, you have to be B1 intermediate to B2 upper intermediate. Studying for 5 to 7 hours per week generally means you will reach B1 in 6 to 8 months. Also doesn't take into account that this is an English speaker trying to learn Polish. Switching from English to Polish is notoriously difficult. Reaching B1 intermediate Polish typically takes between 300 to 600 study hours. And honestly, it depends on your study intensity and what other languages the LP knows. To put it into perspective, 2 weeks is 336 hours, so unless OP skips sleep, working, and eating, it's completely unreasonable. Anyways, that's all for this video. I do appreciate you guys sticking around and watching. Thank you so much, and much love. Bye bye!